Anzi, qua...
Ok.
Allora controlla tra un po' bicchieri dopo, diciamo, questo è il momento. Sì, sono al Colosseo, cioè al Colosseo, sono al Campidoglio ed è bellissima questa. Sì. Meglio di quello che mi
Okay,
aspettavo.
so we are just starting sharing this eclipse live from Rome, from the Campidoglio Capitoline Hill, looking just through the forum, and you can see also the Colosseum in the background. So this is a quite
Allora devi
exclusive
aspettare e poi
observatory
verrà
for
fuori.
this live feed provided by the Virtual Telescope Project.
Sì, solo questo, sì sì.
Luca Masi speaking from the Virtual Telescope Project,
Adesso
and
te la
I
guardo
welcome the
perché...
many people joining this live feed today for the partial lunar eclipse. We are observing from Rome. We are just looking through the forum, through ancient forum of
infatti.
Rome, and you can see on the very
Vediamo da...
background the Colosseum and the
vabbè.
rising eclipsed moon. You can easily see the signature of the Earth shadow on the moon. Iniziamo dunque ora la nostra diretta. Siamo ben felici di trasmettere questo evento da Roma, peraltro con questa vista meravigliosa sul foro della città, l'antico foro di Roma, e sul fondo il Colosseo, naturalmente la luna che sorge.
Elisabetta, resta come stavi. Che ti stavo la foto. La luna anche nel suo
Si
segno.
nota chiaramente la presenza dell'ombra sul nostro satellite, davvero una meravigliosa combinazione.
Bello che qui uno pensa che il rosso è per via dell'eclissi, ma invece non si...
Sì, esatto.
Cuando lo pongamos en el televisor lo buscaremos realmente porque ahora mismo no voy
So quite impressive. So we are happy that we are sharing this eclipse live. You can see that the moon is not showing completely. The missing part is just the eclipsed one. And all this is happening live from Rome, and you are seeing this thanks to the Virtual Telescope project. I really believe that it is very hard to find some foreground much precious than this, honestly. I know that a lot of people from everywhere on this planet are now joining this feed. I saw the numbers before starting, so I'm happy that the weather is with us and that we are just enjoying this live from Rome. Stiamo dunque seguendo in diretta la nostra eclissi parziale di Luna, il satellite che ovviamente si trova, come impone la condizione dell'eclissi della fase piena, sorge già immersa nell'ombra della Luna. L'eclissi ovviamente è solo parziale perché l'allineamento necessario per realizzarla tra la Luna, tra il Sole, la Terra e la Luna non è perfetto, e quindi la Terra non spedisce, non invia la sua ombra direttamente sulla Luna, o per meglio dire, il nostro satellite non si infila perfettamente nell'ombra appunto generata dalla Terra. È senza dubbio un'osservazione straordinaria. Siamo davvero molto contenti che tutto questo stia avvenendo in tempo reale. Meraviglioso. Ok. Ok, ripristiniamo immediatamente la nostra preziosa osservazione. Ci troviamo in questo momento alle prese con l'osservazione in diretta. Ripristiniamo la condivisione dell'immagine lunare. Ok, direi che con un po' di fortuna dovremmo riuscirci. Ok, un attimo solo.
Sarebbe
Ok,
ci mai convinto. Quello più.
ok.
Sì, sì.
È davvero molto bella questa luna che sorge. Proviamo di nuovo a condividere. Ok, eccola qui. Siamo di nuovo con la luna in diretta. So the eclipse is of course ongoing. As I said, the moon rised and the eclipse was already started, and this is a partial one because the alignment between the sun, the earth and the moon is not perfect enough to give you the full eclipse. Anyway, this is truly stunning, especially seeing this rising above the Forum in Rome and the Colosseum in the background. As I said, I really believe that it is quite hard to find a better foreground for this kind of astronomical events. Si nota chiaramente l'ombra che erode, mangia come un morto sulla porzione meridionale della Luna, in basso a sinistra naturalmente nel satellite. Proviamo a bilanciare l'esposizione, un'esposizione un po' più scura ora che ovviamente
Al massimo quindi, non l'abbiamo fatto. Dal massimo dell'eclisse.
So here we are.
Grazie.
And we are just sharing all these grid sites, and this is truly wonderful, friends. I decided to start this earlier so that you could see even the beginning with the also part of Rome still visible, because at full night it is almost impossible to enjoy both the moon and of course also the environment, the surroundings. Let me see. Okay. So I see there are many people here today on this hill just staring at the moon. Let's try to reduce, just doing some changes on the imaging setup just to fit better the panorama. Okay. Potete. Okay. We really need to adjust in real time all the parameters of the images. You can likely enjoy some jokes around, making the experience perhaps more funny. Typical Rome slang, you know. Okay, new images for you. are finding these images good for you, good enough. Wow! This wow is because they switched on the lights all around. Very nice view, I think. So again, sharing images live with you. The full moon with the partial eclipse just ongoing is shared live through the virtual telescope project with the world. I see that there are thousands of people connected right now, so happy that basically everyone is here in Rome enjoying this site. Very nice. Okay, I wanna change.
Guarda che mo ti riprendo, dimmi quando inizi a parlare che ti riprendo, eh. Sto facendo una diretta su Facebook.
Grande.
No, ma veramente, quindi dimmelo, ci prepariamo, ci coordiniamo. Quando inizi a fare ti riprendo, dimmi
Ma
un
già,
po'.
sono già
Vabbè,
online, eh?
però dimmi se dici qualcosa, insomma.
I'm just trying to check. Okay, that this new. Okay, let me see. What about this? So that you can see the moon and also the scenery all around. It's very nice to see all these things right now. But I need to use a slower time to get also. So amazing, friends, that we are seeing this one live all together from Rome. Well, enjoy, this is wonderful. Come on. Yeah, right. You can easily see the shadow of the moon on the bottom right. So it is apparently missing, but it is just the shadow of the Earth.
Is it supposed to be a full moon tonight?
Yes, it is. Of course, you need a full moon to have an eclipse, no matter the kind of eclipse.
Bello, è passato, ha tagliato la luce.
Sì, sì, l'ho quasi beccato.
Io
Eccolo
l'ho visto
qua.
al binocolo. Comunque si vede la parte nascosta dal binocolo, si vede un po' arrossata.
Oh, scusa. I can say that there is quite a lot of people here. If the moon would ask $1 for everyone, she will be billionaire in 1 second, I think. But likely, she's much better than humans, you know.
Yeah.
We are just sharing this. Okay, let me adjust again. Okay. Wonderful scenery you see. So again, I want to remind you that we are just enjoying live the partial lunar eclipse that basically Europe, Asia, Africa are seeing, and it is partial. I mean, the moon is not completely inside the Earth shadow, but this is still a wonderful sight, And having this happening above the Colosseum, which is something legendary, you know, one of the masterpieces of humanity, I mean, one of the best sights you can have of this quite rare event. And all this is broadcasted live thanks to the Virtual Telescope project. I know that thousands of people out there are just joining us with this live feed, and so I'm very happy that at least it is working, you know.
We're supposed to see it in the United States on August 21st.
Yes, that is the solar one.
So,
this is, I mean,
yes,
by far
that's exactly.
much more spectacular.
Yes, so we'll be catching it when we get back to the States.
That's great.
Right.
I envy you for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. Again, this is just the eclipse, the wonderful shadow. And this is happening live, as I said. I'm just trying to make the best possible with this coverage. Okay. And this is, of course, the moon approaching the maximum of the eclipse. L'eclissi naturalmente è in pieno svolgimento, a quest'ora peraltro era l'orario che avevamo annunciato per la nostra diretta. Ovviamente abbiamo cominciato anche un pochino prima, in modo tale che troverete anche, chi l'ha visto in diretta già lo sa, ma altrimenti troverete nella registrazione anche la luna che sorge dal Colosseo mentre ancora le luci del crepuscolo permettevano una agile lettura del paesaggio di Roma. Naturalmente si osserva in basso a destra l'ombra che la Terra getta sulla Luna, che per un allineamento non proprio perfetto tra i tre attori, Sole, Terra, Luna, non è completamente in ombra, quindi l'eclissi non è totale. Ricordo che questa diretta si svolge naturalmente in collaborazione con ANSA Scienza, così come ringrazio e ricordo i partner tecnologici del Virtual Telescope, Uniton Italia Instruments, Software BISC, Badre Planetarium, C-Web, Santa Barbara Instruments Group and Planewave Instruments. Of course, we are still tracking the lunar eclipse. You can easily see the moon covered partially by the earth shadow. You know, this is a partial eclipse, but still truly amazing to see here. I really like what we are seeing. A lot of people here just trying to take this wonderful moment and keep memories for this, of course. You can really see the perfect roundness of the heart profile, and as this is happening at any orientation, this is a very nice proof that the earth is spherical. Don't trust those stupid people saying that the earth is flat, of course. Really hope that this is for you rewarding as it is for me here. I'm very happy that we are sharing this flawlessly this way, and that you can easily see this wonderful moon live all together, friends. Okay. check. Okay, at least you can see at the best scale what we are doing here. I just want to try to make the moon as big as possible for everyone at home. Okay. So I really think that this is truly, truly rewarding, I believe. Wow, bellissimo. Wow. Find this is a very nice view, and of course also the place is, I mean, if you were here, I'm sure that you will find this magic, to say the least. Of course, the dynamic of the lunar eclipse it is much lower than the solar one. In 2 weeks by now, in the US, they will have a wonderful total solar eclipse, and the totality will last, a few tenths of seconds. While, of course, the lunar eclipse is really more relaxing. Even when total, the totality for lunar eclipse can even last more than 1 hour and 30. And of course, because the shadow of the Earth is really huge. This is, very, very nice, friends. I want to find. Okay. Okay. As you can see, the shadow now is smaller and smaller because slowly the moon is leaving the Earth shadow. Pian piano, mentre trascorrono i minuti, la porzione di luna illuminata aumenta e quindi l'ombra, come dire, pian piano scompare perché la luna nel suo movimento scivola al di fuori dell'ombra della Terra. How wonderful is looking at this, and as you can see, I'm really talking just a little because I really prefer that you enjoy the images, like if you were here, because let me say this is really mind-blowing.
Okay. I'll find it in a minute. Phenomenal.
What's this? And this eclipse is just wonderful. This is the last lunar eclipse we will have this year, and the best one because we had just a penumbral, very marginal eclipse last February, and by the way, I imaged it from Rome as well. But this one is partial. At least you have the Earth shadow involved in the event, even though the moon was far from jumping completely inside the shadow, But at least we are really admiring this. Questa è l'ultima eclissi di luna dell'anno, la precedente peraltro di febbraio era un'eclissi di penombra, quindi di entità davvero modesta. Almeno in questo caso la luna, seppur parzialmente, si è intrufolata nell'ombra vera della Terra e pian piano la sta naturalmente lasciando. I want to remind you that the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope project, they are Uniton Italian Instruments, Software BIS, Bader Planetarium, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, Brainwave Instruments, and C-Web. And I also want to mention our important partnership with Tenagra Observatories and my friend astronomer Michael Swartz. And we started something great that will make you happy as soon as the summer will end. All this is just broadcasted live from Italy, Rome. We are in a wonderful place, one of the best places on the planet. We are facing the Colosseum, and earlier today, at the beginning of our feed, you could spot also the environments all around. And so this is really, really breathtaking, I think.
Thank you so much.
Could you see the parts of the
Really hope that for you it is as much enjoyable as for me to be here to share this with you.
Yes, you're very welcome. It's quite a chance to see.
What I find great again is it is a place from where we are just seeing this, and I think so many people from all around the planet virtually joining this observation from the shoulder of the Colosseum is, priceless, I think. I want to try to take also the background.
It was nice meeting you.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And,
I'll look up
and
your
a lot
website.
of fun.
I'll
Take
look
care
up your website.
and enjoy also the solar one.
Absolutely, we
Let
will.
me know.
Thank you.
Will you be in the
Yes,
States?
we are within the States, and so we live in Tennessee, and we'll be coming right through it. Yes, so I'm gonna pull her out of school, and we're gonna go.
Fantastic, you know.
Absolutely, pre-clue.
So 2 eclipses in a row, it is not
I tell
easy.
you, that's like a heavenly thing.
It's not
I tell
easy.
you. Very good, very nice.
Our pleasure.
Absolutely, we will. We will.
Our
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Our
Nice meeting you
pleasure.
both. Thank you.
Thank you to you. Let me see if I can show you part. This is not good.
Guarda, guarda, c'è la bellissima
Però guarda, ti giuro che è una scena
So we are again trying to follow.
Sono contenta che ti ho ricordato. Dani, ciao, dove sei? Vuoi venire? Senti, vieni al Campidoglio, va? Raggiungimi qua un attimo. Sali la scalinata, tu devi salire la scalinata, arrivi in piazza, il Campidoglio, vai avanti, dove c'è la terrazza con la faccia sul Colosseo.
Oh.
Esattamente.
Everyone is expressing the joy the way he or she knows, friends. Another update.
Vabbè, allora quando arrivi sopra, ti vengo a prendere io alla piazza. Cioè, ci vediamo alla piazza.
Here it is the moon.
Scrivimi quando arrivi sopra. No, per me andare a fanculo perché... No, perché non devo mangiare.
So this one is beautiful. We will continue for a few minutes.
No, scusa.
And as you can see, the shadow is smaller and smaller. And in 1 hour, no, less actually, the moon will leave the shadow and then it will stay inside the penumbra, but we will not cover it because honestly it is not that green. In 14 minutes we should lose the shadow.
14?
Sì. Tra circa un quarto d'ora la luna dovrebbe lasciare interamente l'ombra. Hope that this is okay. Wow. Hope that this is rewarding for you to be here. All this is happening live. We are literally on a street. I have my my laptop. I have my mobile internet connection. Everything mobile here, just to be sure we could be in the right place in the right time to cover this, enjoy this, and share this with the huge community of the virtual telescope project. So proud and happy that you are enjoying this, friends. Tutto questo in diretta attraverso la strumentazione portatile del Virtual Telescope. And of course, I hope that this is rewarding for you, for everyone. It's always amazing to see these cosmic events, friends. For us, it's truly amazing to see how many media worldwide shared this possibility, mentioning the virtual telescope was going to do this live from Rome, and I was very happy to see so many people, and so I'm very happy to see that the moon is really happy to show so beautifully above Rome, friends. And right now, this is breathtaking. And let's try and let's see to take more images possibly. Okay. From time to time, I have to reset this. Okay, this is me in the shadow. Okay, let me see to start again. And we are going to end this in 10 minutes or so. Just want to check. This is amazing, friends. You see? Okay, let me see if I can start showing this sooner or later. Okay, let me open again so that at least we can just see the very final, the end of the eclipse. Okay. Let's try again.
Oh, Brandon, we have a view of the single pillar, Brandon?
Here we are. I want to see if I can recover our previous.
Of the lone hill that was put up in 680. No, what?
Okay, friends. Here it is. Enjoy. Wanna try again? Here it is, the moon again. So enjoy. And of course the moon is leaving the shadow. Eclipse pian piano volge al termine nella sua parte, la parte dell'ombra.
What time is it? 9:10. 9:10. So 9 o'clock is the best. Between 8:30 and 9. I need to be here at 8:15 to set up properly.
Amazing experience, and we were so happy that we could show this live to you, and we are really going to stop this live feed. I see that thousands of people were connected, and for us it's really rewarding. And I mean, we were happy to organize this not easy thing, because we had to bring everything to cover and make possible to you to join live this partial lunar eclipse from Rome above the Colosseum. You know, it is one of the best possible foregrounds you can see. In 6 minutes or so, we should lose the shadow. I mean, the moon will be back. Well, even if the penumbra is still there for 1 hour and a half, likely. But of course, this is a much less. It is a much less evident event. It's just ending, you see, because the shadow is now leaving the moon.
Did I get the
It was
moon?
at rise.
No, I haven't gotten the moon. He hasn't got there yet.
Yeah, I'm just sharing this with the world. So we are continuing this, and the live feed is going to end in 10 minutes or so, as soon as the Earth shadow will leave the moon. I mean, the moon is moving around the Earth, and of course it is slowly leaving the shadow, and it will stay in the penumbra for 90 minutes more or less more, but we will not cover that. And anyway, it was for me fantastic to share this wonderful event with the moon rising behind the Colosseum. And I mean, the foreground was priceless, and I hope that for you this was rewarding. And having all the planet looking at this is for me quite deep. I mean, it's a lot of meaning, and thank you very much for joining. On the internet, this is a hangout. Literally thousands of people connected right now.
How much percent was it? The main point.
So again, I want to thank you everyone for joining this, and we started earlier than scheduled, so at least you will find in the recording also the rising on the moon and the Colosseum there, which is quite a bonus. I mean, and I hope that for you this was rewarding. I know that the next eclipse will be in the United States 2 weeks by now. Unfortunately, I cannot be there, and I hope that at least this is a good introduction to the big one, with many friends in the United States witnessing in person all this. And per noi è stato un grande piacere poter condividere in diretta questa eclissi di luna parziale. L'abbiamo condivisa anche con anticipo rispetto all'orario previsto, in modo che tutti abbiano potuto osservare il sorgere della luna già eclissata alle spalle del Colosseo, sicché siamo stati molto contenti anche di vedere migliaia di persone che hanno, come dire, virtualmente osservato tutto questo stando alle spalle del Campidoglio, uno dei posti più celebri della civiltà, sul Foro Romano e sul Colosseo, simboli davvero dell'umanità, ed è per noi una sensazione straordinaria.
Grazie di tutto.
So, minutes. It is matter of minutes to see this small residual darkness moving away. And this is amazing. Wow, also to see people here just staring at the moon. I mean, sometimes people remember that there is the sky, and these events are very helpful to invite people looking up and from the miseries of the I mean, of the daily rushes, you know, and from time to time these events really help people discovering that we are just part of something very huge. Ti chiedo però gentilmente di fare un passetto indietro. Grazie. So we are basically ending. I mean, in a few minutes, as soon as the shadow will be away. Let me try to center the camera again. As I can see how little the residual darkness is now. Of course, in 2 weeks by now, August 21, a wonderful total eclipse, solar eclipse will be visible from the United States, crossing the entire country, and it will be a show, an amazing show, and it is great that this was introduced, how it happens with solar eclipses, with the lunar one, and wonderful friends. So for us, it's time to say goodbye. So again, I want to thank you everyone for joining this very successful coverage. Gianluca Masi speaking from the Virtual Telescope for this very special occasion. We were on the Capitol Hill, facing the Colosseum, facing the Roman Forum, and this was a truly amazing, breathtaking view. Thank you very much to everyone. I want to thank also the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope project: Unitron Italia Instruments, Software BISC, Badr Planetarium, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, Penwave Instruments, and C-Web. And also I want to recognize the partnership we have with the Tanagra Observatories in Arizona. That's all. Enjoy, keep looking up, and the sky will always make you happy with the wonders it is able to give you every time. Thank you very much. Goodbye. See you next time. Ci avviamo dunque alla conclusione di questa diretta, che è stata, stando ciò che vediamo, di notevole successo. È stato un piacere per noi condividere l'eclissi in diretta da questa postazione straordinaria, il Foro Romano, il Colosseo da cui abbiamo visto sorgere la Luna, che troverete all'inizio ovviamente della nostra copertura live. Questa eclissi di fatto è un preludio alla prossima del 21 di agosto, totale di sole visibile dagli Stati Uniti. Per questioni diciamo logistiche dell'ultimo momento per noi non sarà possibile essere negli Stati Uniti per questa copertura, ma ci organizzeremo con i nostri partner sul posto per trasmettere anche quella attraverso i canali del Virtual Telescope. Gianluca Masi vi ringrazia, naturalmente desidero ricordare che l'evento si è svolto in collaborazione con l'agenzia di stampa ANSA, la redazione scientifica, così come ringrazio anche i partner tecnologici Unitron Italia Instruments, Software BISC, Badr Planetarium, Santa Barbara Instruments Group and Planewave Instruments e C-Web. È davvero tutto, grazie a tutti e naturalmente tenete sempre d'occhio il cielo, che è senza ombra di dubbio una esperienza sempre straordinaria e gratificante. Un'ultima immagine con cui chiudere in bellezza, e dal Foro Romano, dal Colosseo in Roma è tutto, e naturalmente buona serata.